Good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, January 24th, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here is a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right here that price is trading in a very narrow range, and it's an inside day to yesterday's range so far pre-market. That range right there is all of 14.5 points. That's 40% of average daily range. Average daily range over the last 10 sessions has been 36.25. So over the last 2 weeks, 36.25 has been the range for the ES. Over the last 5 sessions, though, we've had a range of 43.25. So over the last 5 sessions, we've actually stepped it up a bit. But right now, very, very quiet price action right here. Inside day, trading around the middle section of yesterday's range. Again, this is a very, very iffy zone right here where, you know, these bears here that got price to go down a couple of days back, if they're not able to extend this thing to the downside, that's when you start to see the squeeze up. Something like this, perhaps, something like this. Those types of squeezes can happen now, and it occurs off of a failure to hold below these lows. So this was a failed new low here that occurred, and that led to the one-day squeeze and continuation. Something like that could lead to a continuation toward 2700, maybe even a little bit higher. But as we mentioned yesterday, 2650 was the level to watch for a selling pressure today for any early bears. That's still the level to watch, 2650 to 2655. For rejection, because any rejection there could easily open up a bigger pullback ahead. One that could push price back as low as 25.29. Maybe only pushes price, you know, a little bit lower, 25.85. But either way, this could be a great zone to continue to watch today. So keep an eye on that area. Very iffy zone here, where the market is likely to see a stop run day soon, but it's building that energy for the breakout move here ahead. If you take a look at the NQ right now, you'll see very similar price action. Again, inside day. This one is trading 46% of ADR, 53.5 points of range today. That's 46% of average. The average has been about 115 points and a quarter. So inside day right here, after a pullback, it's holding the zone we talked about yesterday. I talked about that low right there, and we mentioned 66.10 to 66.20 as a zone for bears to watch to defend early strength. We had early strength followed by strong selling pressure, and then this thing bounced into the close. Inside day right now, that's still the area to watch. 67.20, 67.25. Any rejection there could open up selling pressure ahead by some degree. Again, we're in that zone right now where after a recent push higher here, we're seeing a little bit of weakness, and if those bears can't get the ball rolling to the downside, that stop run day to the upside could be ahead. So it's going to be very important to see how price plays off of the previous session's range. Let's take a look now at crude oil. You'll notice with crude, we also talked about selling pressure likely entering the picture if price cannot get above these highs and these midpoints, and price kind of pushed into them a little bit and then rejected those levels. We got lower lows over the last 2 days, lower highs, 3-point reversal, almost a 5-point reversal here with a new low. And so again, this thing has run into a little bit of resistance here. Very clear rejection with lower highs building. Inside day again, another 42% of ADR. So ES at 40%, CL at 42%, and NQ at 46% of average. That's very, very, very quiet price action. Crude oil does have the inventories report later on this morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Central. So keep that in mind. This thing could be developing ahead of that report and then see a release of energy. If we take a look now at gold futures, you'll notice here with gold, this thing has been chopping around value. Recently took out lows here and bounced back up, and is now pushing back to those lows at the moment. So again, this has found a little bit of selling pressure off of value here with price dropping, and now we're seeing a little bit more of a lingering trade around these recent lows. Not much rejection anymore. Again, we could still drop into this pivot range and still be an opportunity for bulls to defend it on a longer term basis. But overall, got to keep an eye here on 1275s. Any failure to hold that zone could open up much more weakness ahead. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room.